Hey guys, welcome back with another video with Colston Bass Fishing. I'm going to show you how to target fish when they're in the deep cover or in that just nasty thick cover. So I'm going to show you how to take down pressure on this time of the year and just how to target those type of fish that are in that thick cover. This time of the year they are real shallow. Where I live, they're already out. They're already out deep. Most of them are already out deep. Most of them are done spawning. We might have some spawners up north. But where you live, they might be spawning. I got a few baits for the south and a few baits for the north people that are watching. Let me show y'all. So the north, I'm gonna name the people that still have their fish on the beds. That is the northerners. You might be from the south, they might still be on the bed. They might be, and I'm glad that they are, But if they're still on the beds, I'm just gonna call you the north for now, the Yankees for now. For the people that have no fish on the bed anymore and they are out deep, summertime mood, I am talking to y'all for the south. Let me get started with the south right quick. I use when I target the grass more. I don't really go deep when it's when it's summertime. I target grass and punch grass a lot more. That's what I do. So I'm gonna get a Berkley Pit Boss. Let me show y'all a Berkley Pit Boss with a Fusion, I think a Fusion 19 flipping hook. If you can see right there, a Fusion 19 flipping hook. And these Berkley, they just make crazy stuff like racing because their stuff is just crazy. But other than Berkley, let's hurry up. Berkley is the Berkley Pit Boss. This thing just punches and just is a Texas rig boss. And it's just amazing. With a 4-aught flipping Fusion 19 flipping hook. If it's not Fusion 19, I'm sorry. And I got a 1/2 ounce to a 1 ounce weight. Now I'm gonna tell you why I pick 1 ounce weights. Now 1 ounce weights and more I use for punching through thick grass it's covering the water. I punch through lily pads that you would think you would throw a frog on, and you just punch through those suckers, and you'll just get bites like crazy. I tend to get bites. You might not get bites, but I'm gonna show you how to get bites. My ways to get bites. I don't really use a bead. I know a lot of people use a bead, and I don't use beads. I think the Texas rig is supposed to be subtle and supposed to be just like that, and just to be the bait in the weight. I think I was raised just fishing that way and not fishing with a bead. But I don't really fish with a bead. Punching, I don't fish with a bead. Punching, I might put a skirt on there, just for some extra like build up. But yeah, that's punching. I would punch through, like if you're fishing on lily pads, you see like a lily pad like move or like shake like that. That's usually a bass like scraping it. Like here's the lily pad, just like doing that and wiggling it. A big bass. It tends to be big bass too when you catch them like that. Because the biggest bass I've caught on is a 4-pounder. Not really big bass compared to all the other ways I catch bass. But yeah, that's punching. You just punch it. Thicker your cover, the heavier the weight. You don't want to go like higher. You don't want to go higher than 3 ounces. I'll tell you that because I've made that mistake, and you will scare off a lot of fish. So try to thumb the spool. Let's show my setup. I have my bait caster with 20-pound copolymer. Y'all might gonna be like, what? You should fish braid with the punching rig, which I do. Trust me, I do. When it's lily pads, I tend to punch with braid. When it's slop, I tend to punch with whatever this is called. Oh yeah, copolymer. Copolymer is pretty much a mono fluoro mix. So it's like a mixture of both, and it tends to be a lot more stronger than both. It's got a lot more flex. It's just like monofilament, but it's got that fluoro feel into it and fluoro strength. And it's not as like, it's very hardy, but it's not as hardy as like fluoro. It's still really good. 20 pound that, and then 50 pound braid. If I could show y'all my next one I'm gonna be doing. But yeah, that's my punching rigs. I do my rod to get y'all doing that. My rod, I fish a heavy fast rod. This is a Tango rod. Y'all probably never heard of it. I like these rods. They're real nice. They serve me real well. This is a Tango 7 foot. A lot of people go a lot longer rods when it comes to this stuff. I like my shorter rods. 7 foot for punching is really short, pretty short. My reel speed is a 7. Let's see. Yeah, 7 to 3. So that's a little slow for punching. I like that. I like that little middle speed for it. So I can have a little bit of that rod pull onto it, because that rod's still gonna, yeah, once you set the hook, you're on it moving about like 3 feet, because you're gonna move those fish pretty far. But yeah, there's my rod and set up for punching. There's my punching rig. Let's do some more heavy cover stuff before we get into the lighter tackle for you northerners. My last southerner bait would, and this doesn't even mean like the bait you would only use. A whole bunch of baits can use this time of the year. Can work this time of the year. It's just you gotta know your pond or lake and know what works. This is what just works for me everywhere. This time of the year. This is a swim jig. So I like swim jigs this time of the year because it just targets the fish in largemouth and spots, big spots. This is a bluegill imitator. You can have a shad imitator or a blueback herring imitator. Here's it up close. I got that Ned bait on the back, Ned bait crawl, and then I got a finesse. Listen to me, I said finesse. KDB swim jig. So y'all are probably like, what? You doing finesse during the grass, going in the grass and all that? Yes and no. Yes and no. So I am fishing a little finesser one when it's a little lesser grass, that sloppy grass. But when I get into the lily pads, I tend to fish a lot more thicker hooks, if you could say, like those no jack hooks from Dirty Jigs Tackle and all that. I like to fish those. I fish this just like this, 20 pound copolymer, but unlike just the full braid, full one, I have it tied to a leader 50 pound braid. I like that 50 pound braid because if the cover's real thick, all I gotta do is go to where the knot is, trip, and then cut this where it was, trip, and then tie my big no jack hook. Flipping swim jig, no jack, dirty jigs tackle, and then I would have to tie it on to a straight braid, and I am ready to go. Which I have this on I got this on a, what is this? This is a heavy extra light. So it's a heavy extra light. So it's still got that. It still has a lot of it on it, but it's still got a good bit of flex, but it still has the backbone. That's the thing. You want backbone when you're fishing the grass, because your first grass bass, you'll know. You think you'll be heavy enough, but you're probably gonna happen to go heavier. But yeah, that's mostly it. It's an 8 to 5 gear ratio. That really don't matter. I just like to pull them out of the grass a little faster when I have a little lighter rod like that. So that's done with the southerners. Let's go with the northerners. The northerners that have fish still spawning. Okay, so spawning fish, I like finesse tactics. A lot of people just go, all you need to do is hit their spot. That's true. But some are not on beds, some are just cruising, and I want to show y'all how to catch those cruisers, even though y'all staring at them. My first bait is the Neko rig, or Neko rig, Neko rig, however you pronounce it, northerners. Down the south we call them the Neko rig. So all the Neko rig is a, let me get it to you. All it is just a nail weight in the head of the worm or bait you are choosing, and you're putting it in there, and then you're getting a ring, a O-ring, and then sticking that right, just sliding that on about into the worm, kind of like a wacky rig, but you're usually putting it lower on the bait, kind of like that. It sits in the water, kind of like that, and so here's the Neko rig. Very natural presentation, as you can see. I'm going to explain more of it, but very natural, very pretty, as you all can see. Enjoy most of the video. All right, see y'all. Use with it. This is the Magnum. Now listen to me, Magnum. Y'all are probably gonna be like, oh, they're spawning. When you want to go a little bit for finesse, yes, you do. When they're on beds, I would flip to the finesse trick worm. So this is the Magnum shaky head worm, Zoom shaky head worm. I like this worm. It looks super natural in the water, so natural in the water. It's so cool how this thing works in the water. That little tiny tail, it just shakes always in the water. It's amazing. And I got a 3/16 ounce jig head in them. You want to go as light as you can with Neko rigs. I would go a little deeper once you get into deep water and a shallow, lighter setup. So this is the Magnum worm. You can go the finesse worm, or you can just go the straight, ordinary, original shaky head worm. That would be like 6 inches, and then this one is, I think, 8 inches, and then the finesse one is like 3-4 inches. So there's like that. I like the Magnum worm because it just looks so natural, and when you're looking at those cruisers, you can just and I've got plenty of fish in the boat with this sucker right here. And this is one rig I am trying to still get confidence in. But I still fish it a lot. I fish this on 15-pound braid, a little heavier, but for y'all's northerners that fish like 8 and 10-pound braid, I fish 15-pound with my finesse tactics. So yeah, that's black. I know. I like that black braid when I'm up shallow. I like a 10-pound fluorocarbon leader to it. So, and I would probably do like 10 foot of a leader to do it. Still see your line, see where that knot is, and you can shake it and know where your line is. Don't really matter about the reel. Just keep it in your rod and your base. And the rod is a medium light 7 foot. That's all I fish with my finesse tactics. Neko rig, whatever you want to call it. That's what I fish for spawning, and then just my finesse tactics. You southerners, you could still fish these. Hey, I'm not just basing for the northerners. That works for spawning fishing. That works for every fish. Every fish is different. So my last tactic is one of my favorite tactics, and it works every single lake, every single pond. This works. So this is my last tactic until I let y'all go. And it is, as you can see, the drop shot. The drop shot is amazing. I know y'all people watch Tactical Bass, and sometimes Tactical Bass says the drop shot, it doesn't really work in the spawn. It works. It really works. The drop shot is amazing in the spawn. So I tend to fish the Zoom finesse trick worm with that chartreuse. It looks like a bluegill, real good. With if y'all can see, a 3/8 bullet weight. Y'all probably be like, what? You fish a bullet weight on this? What? How you do that? All you do is just put the line through the hole and then tie a little knot and then face it up real straight. And I'll tell you now, you will not get snagged. Like I've been through snaggy stuff. You will not get snagged at all. Like it's amazing how you won't get snagged with it. And I tend to fish a threading hook on it or a nose hook. I like those hooks. They're real, or mosquito hook, whatever you say, mosquito, circle, nose, drop shot, whatever you want to call it. I fish that hook, that threading hook. I love those hooks. They're amazing. And also another thing about the weight, always pick tungsten when you're drop shotting. You can feel the bottom a lot better than just lead when you're just it feels like a whole bunch of bites and getting stuck and all that. I fish a medium light 7.2 rod. I know that's crazy, but I like that. I like that medium light to it. With that 7.2's got a lot more length into it, so I can set that hook and that reel. I got my drag pretty loose. That line or that rod's got a little bit more hook set into it. So you could have it all the way up if you want to. It's your perspective on it. And I'm fishing this on 20-pound braid. It's like I said, it's your perspective. However you're fishing, you pick it. I tend to do 20-pound braid with my drop shots and 10-pound fluorocarbon. And I love that. I just love that fishing. I love that type of fishing. Like I said, that works everywhere. It definitely works in the post spawn, the spawn, the pre-spawn. I like with the post spawn and spawn when they have fry, or if they got that spot where their eggs are, you pitch it right there wherever they bit your lure, that drop shot, and just shake it, or throw it right where all their fries are, and throw it right in the middle. Oh my gosh, they'll go wild. That male bass, he'll slam that sucker. But that's my perspective. You have your perspective. Whatever works at your lake, use. These are just little indicators what's going on and what you could use in my perspective of it. I hope y'all have a great day. I love y'all. Thank y'all for all y'all support. I haven't posted in a while. I've been having a lot of things going on with moving into the new house and all that. But I hope y'all have a great day, and God bless. See y'all.